In this video, I want to talk about how skydiving out a plane has taught me about SMMA and business. So, first off, I like to just play the video of the skydiving that I did back in 2020 or so in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So, it was my first time ever skydiving. I went out to Mexico with a couple of friends, but this is the video that we got, or at least the footage, as you can see, my face. And then there we are jumping. There I am throwing up some hand signals. And then finally the chute gets pulled and we landed safely. And the beach was just absolutely incredible. Take a look at the beach, crystal green, crystal blue waters. But the first thing I like to talk about is really fear. So during the entire skydiving session, they brought me up on a plane. It took around 10 to 20 minutes. And in that entire period, I just thought in the back of my head, I'm scared. I'm scared. Why am I on a plane? How do I get off this plane? How do I go back to ground? And that entire process just had me centered around being scared until eventually my legs were dangling off the edge of the plane. And one day I just jumped, right? So I'll say for most of us, the fear that lies in the back of our heads, thinking about starting a new business, thinking about moving to a new city, is very fearful for us. But once you actually do it, it doesn't turn out as bad as you think it would. So whenever I was in the middle of the skydive, right before I jumped, I was super fearful of what the outcome would be. But as you could see in the middle of the video, I was throwing up gang signs, I was spinning around. I really wanted the experience to last even longer. I think the entire skydive was maybe 30 seconds and it went quick. It went super fast. And I wanted it to be longer. And I think most of us are very consumed with fear to the point that we don't even take any action. Because in human biology, status quo is what has kept us alive. But good thing for us, we don't live in the days where we need to be fearful, right? Because we have all the necessities that we need. We have a shelter, we have food, everything that we need for survival, we essentially have. And it's just programmed into our biology that we're scared of change. For our ancestors, maybe they moved to a new cave. They don't know their surroundings. They don't know how they're going to get food. They don't know where the animals they can hunt are. But for us, it's more so the mental battles that we fight in order to get that change and in order to change our lives. Because we no longer live in fight or flight mode. We're more so chasing a life's purpose. And sometimes what you really need to do is just trust in yourself and jump, knowing that it'll all get figured out eventually. And that's why I really learned from the skydive, going up in the plane, really scared, really scared, really scared. Everything just living in my head until I finally made that jump where everything is crystal clear. It was the most incredible experience, and it has been since starting my SMMA. Even though stuff always happen, it's difficult, but looking back on it, it's a very rewarding journey, and it gives me stories to tell. And number two is mentorship. So could I have jumped myself? I probably could have. Would it have ended up okay? I probably would have been okay, but I didn't really want to take the chance. So whenever I skydove, just really having somebody to guide you whenever I was very fearful was very, very, very nice to have. They helped me, guide me in the right direction, make sure that I was arching my back, keeping my arms back, keeping my legs back, and it got me to the goal of completing my first skydive. So having a mentor whenever you first start out, when you're fearful, is very important to just kind of fall back on. Anytime you have self doubts, they reassure you that it's going to be okay. Little thing about my skydiver that I was jumping with for the tandem skydive, he was wearing flip flops. So on the way back to the planes after the skydive, he was swiping on Tinder. It's a day to day, same thing over and over again for him, right? It's just a casual day in the office. He jumps probably 5 to 10 times a day. So he's had all this experience. He knows what to do when things go wrong. He knows how people are feeling. He knows the struggles. He's been there. And he really just guided me through that. And for SMMA, you really need to find a mentor that's been through all the struggles, all the self doubt, and have them guide you through the process when you're fearful. And number three is really the art of not giving a fuck. So for most people, they always play life on defense mode, right? Because they care too much about what other people think. They care too much about what they'll think of themselves when they fail. Things is problems will always come up, and you just need to find a way to solve those problems. And you either take the leap or you suffer the regret. If I never took the leap off the plane, I'll probably regret it because I won't have these stories to tell. It was a character building experience, and I have all these stories I could tell when I'm older, right, to my kids, my grandkids, and it really shapes you as a person. And too many people are worried about what other people think. They're too they spend too much time living in their heads that they never take the leap in the first place. So these three things are really the things I learned from skydiving out of a plane when I was 20 years old, 21 years old. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video.